Hi there Libra, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for August. This month begins with a clustering of energy right at the top of your horoscope, known as your 10th solar house or midheaven. The focus therefore, to a degree, can continue on your professional situation, but your ruler Venus, which is tucked up in the confidential part of your scope for the first week or so of this month, is actually forging a very good link with Mars. So it's going to be important to understand the politics of your professional aspirations, because Jupiter, the planet of hope and also of optimism, is actually right at the top of your chart in this location too, but it's opposed by Pluto, the power planet. Now this may mean that you could encounter somebody who could be a very, very difficult character in your professional world. For example, this could be someone who offers you something, but there could be some kind of catch to it. Or they may be incredibly inspirational, but not quite stack up in a more earthy, rational way. So it's going to be important that you don't get absolutely blown away by circumstances. However, I have to say that if you're wanting to make progress professionally, this particular aspect could see you move heaven and earth to make it happen. But moving might be part of this scenario because Jupiter is about travel, and it is now at the top of your chart about where you work or how you interact with the world at large. Pluto is in the part of your horoscope to do with where you live and your emotional basis. And if that's not an area that's bringing you a great deal of sucre at the moment, you may look for progress in the outer world in order to compensate that. The problem is Jupiter opposing Pluto can see you overcompensate it. Just be conscious of this. But with Mercury ending, a situation on the 4th of this month where it's no longer going backwards, it just gets back to the point where the retrograde first started at the end of June. I think things can start to fall into place. You can be clearer about what you want. And also, there is a superb new moon on the 6th, which can give you tremendous optimism about how you can get there. And a friend of a friend, or someone that you're very fond of, can be very important in pulling a few strings to see you get ahead. Now this could be complete nepotism, or it could be that a friend just tells you, flags up a job that's come up, and you see it in time, put your application in, and you're fortunate enough to get it. At the end of the day, you're going to have to be vetted, and your qualifications, experience and talent are going to have to stand the test. But somehow or another, your networking skills or the people you know can be important to your professional progress for 2 or 3 weeks from the 6th. From the 9th, Mercury moves. And Mercury moves into a really friendly location, but it also gets into an area which can see you networking even more assiduously. You're brilliant at working with people. Your great skill is that you listen to people and that you're a relator. And this can really start to shine. Now, this is even more going to come into focus when Venus pitches up in your sign on the 12th. This is wonderful. Venus here can see new admirers heading your way. Now, someone could come into your life and be straight out of it again before the end of the month, but it probably will create a bit of drama as Venus goes opposite Uranus. On the other hand, if you're in an existing relationship, when Venus goes opposite Uranus, it just pushes you to push your partner to be a little bit outside the norms that perhaps the partnership has settled into. You may even provoke a row to make it a bit more exciting. Now, there is going to be a full moon on the 21st. Now, this is very important when it comes to your social situation. It's all about managing time, to be honest. We can't keep all of the people happy all of the time, so it's going to be important to try to keep them in the loop. You can do your own thing, but as long as people feel appreciated and respected by getting a text message or an email that you're thinking of them, this can liberate you to do other things that are fascinating you at that time. However, despite all this positivity, you are met with a potentially very tricky set of circumstances in the last few days, the last 10 days of the month, because the Sun and also Mercury move into the most private and reserved part of your horoscope. This can see you suddenly wanting to step back from having such a vibrant social time. Not everyone may get that, but equally they're opposed by Neptune. You may find that someone's going to put a massive guilt trip on you, especially if you are wanting to break free and go and do something dramatic. And this can really claw at your sense of what's right and stop you, slow you down, bog you down to the point you feel totally drained, perhaps even exhausted or depressed. Try to keep the faith. And what's going to help you is Mars, because Mars arrives in Leo on the 28th, and this is going to help you to fire yourself back into life, to not get too swept away on emotional considerations or fears or hidden politics. It's going to be about taking possession again of the project which is your life. And that's going to help you to end this month in a more dynamic way. It's been a pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.